Welcome back, everybody, to the 2025 Pan American Senior Snooker Championship. We've got a great match coming up with Regis Chandid from Brazil taking on Canada's And welcome back, everybody, to the 2025 Pan Am Senior Snooker Championship. It's day one here at the Ariane Snooker Club in lovely Sacramento, California, the capital of this great state. Got a great little matchup here. Anita Chan coming from Canada and Regis Jadid all the way from Brazil. Great to see our good Brazilian friends have come up to America to play in this event. And we have one lone soldier from Trinidad and Tobago. So maybe we can get him on the stream, and so everyone back home can take a look. But for the time being, it's Regis and Anita, a best-of-3 round-robin match. This is their first match, so we'll see how they fare. Obviously, you want to get your first match win earlier than later. And it's David Burney in the booth. We're live here on Paps's YouTube channel. If you have any comments or questions, definitely the chat is active and live, and let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you want to cheer on anybody, let us know. So I think they're just going over the scoreboard, making sure everyone's aware. Sometimes there's just a little bit of the language barrier. Those are our friends from Brazil. Speak the wonderful language of Portuguese. But definitely a tough language to learn. This is when we were down in Brazil, in Rio, at this great tournament back in 2023. Tried to learn some Portuguese through Duolingo, and definitely it's a difficult language. And this is the 20-year anniversary of PAPSA. PAPSA has been around for 20 years, so throughout the next 8 days, we'll be dropping little tidbits of the PAPSA story. As it started just as an idea way back in 2004, and then they kicked open the doors in 2005 and started things working. So it looks like Anita's won the toss. She's going to break off in frame one. Tables are quick, but no one has played on this table except for our previous match, as they were busy putting this table together last night. So Anita just a little short. Left a long red here for Regis. Do take a look at cloudsnooker.com. Cloudsnooker.com has all the updated scoring and live scoring. As all the tables here are equipped with tablets, and the players will punch in their scores as they happen. Nice red for Anita to get things going. He's going to choose a couple of reds. Kind of like the red left of the pack. Just be able to take that, glance off the pack of reds, kind of open them up a bit more and roll down to be onto the black into the opposite top corner pocket. Let this red go in. Obviously Anita, one of the shorter players on the circuit, so she goes to grab the rest. That's a tool she needs to be well versed in. And he does great work for the OBSA in Ontario, up in Canada. He's a real asset to the game, likes to plug all things snooker on social media pages. So she's just going to take her 3, run and hide. Definitely know there's high caliber players here, so we talk sometimes maybe some players take some chances of just kind of really opening it up, going for their shots, but you don't know your opponent too well. Maybe it's a good idea just to play safe. And that's not a great effort there by Regis. He's giving Anita a chance. Just wanted to come off that cushion a bit more. It's a bit of a blind cut. Tough part is if she does try and take this black on and she's able to miss, cue ball is going to be going into the pack. So a lot of pressure on this shot early on in this first frame of a round robin match, best of 3. Let's see. Looks like it's not too bad actually. Doesn't look like that red on the top of the 4. This is a little bit tricky, cueing over that red. And Anita might have this red that's in the open on the right side. All by Slocum just right of the 2 reds. The red that their cue ball is close to is pretty tricky, and she's going to be needing to use the rest. And at least with this angle on this red, she can come back up table for blue or a bulk color. Close on that one. And there's just that added pressure of being on the TV table. Yeah, it's going to be a tough way to get back to the bulk area for Anita, but played that nicely that she's kind of taken pretty much the majority of reds out of the question by using the pink as a blocker. But Regis does have a, looks like a thin cut on this red into the left middle. Gave it at least enough pace that it just didn't sit into the jaws. And as well, Regis is using that green to take away all the reds for Anita. Should be potential of a double here, but got to be mindful of the yellow pocket for the in-off with the white ball. Toward there by Regis. Those 3 reds just above the black. The leftmost one. You know, does she have the angle just to clip thinly off it? Maybe with the trace aside, check side, just to straighten it up when it comes off the cushion and go into bulk. So I think she's trying to get the relatively easier safe just to clip off one of the reds on the left side, more in the middle of the table, but unfortunately I think the yellow's blocking that path. As well, pink could get in the way of that plan. Anita's got to be thinking that we just had some opportunities definitely to get in and kind of faltered a little bit, so. She's not happy with that safety. Now this is an opportunity Reed just needs to jump on. Yeah, he's just not taking advantage of these opportunities when they're been given to him. Hello, Peter. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Our good friend, our good snooker referee all the way over in Belgium. Belgium seems to be home to a lot of great referees. Olivier Martial, fantastic referee, stand-up gentleman. So thanks for tuning in, Peter. Hope you're enjoying. It's day 1. It's the senior side. This side of the tournament will conclude on Tuesday, and we'll find out who is going to go to the Crucible Theater in late May and play in the World Seniors Snooker Championship. And then on Wednesday, the Open commences. And then on September 7th, we'll find out who will get that 2-year card. Sahil Nair from Canada won it last year and doing all right overseas. He actually was able to win a match. You can definitely check out all the professional action on WST Play. Great application letting people worldwide watch great high-level snooker. And we're glad that you're tuning in to Paps's YouTube channel here. This is an amateur event, but there are some strong players. Now, there's a nice long pot there by Regis. Maybe that'll kickstart him. It is his first match of the day. It's an opportunity to bring the black back onto its spot after this red. Dance with the devil there a little bit. That cue ball almost dropped in the left middle. He's nicely on the blue. So the Brazilian starting to find some form here. A little rusty in the beginning. Left that red for Anita. It's a bit tricky going in the green. She's going to need to use the rest. And Peter is mentioning to us that he's going to be a referee at the European Snooker Championships in Albania in October. Congratulations. Strong work there, Peter. That's the next time I will be on the broadcast. In October, we'll be out in Ireland for the Nina Open. Looking to be a fun and exciting time over there. But right now, we're in the capital of California, Sacramento, 2025 Pan American Senior Snooker Championship. Regis Chandid taking on Anita Chan. It's a Brazilian versus Canadian battle. First frame, best of 3. Yeah, just a little shaky on the fall through. But she's got a good cue ball. Put that tight, the bulk cushion. Obviously, you don't have a lot of the cue ball to work with. Hitting on top, you want to be pinpoint precise and accurate. Don't want to put any unwanted side onto it. He just wanted to nestle to those reds. Obviously, it's come up a little bit to give Anita this red into the top left corner. Pockets might just be a little generous. Just hit a little bit of the cushion before the pocket, but was able to drop. Fortunate part is, it's not really on a color. Just glance off the left side of the green. Shoot the cue ball over towards the yellow. She's going for brown. Looks like Anita has found the speed of the table nicely. It's a couple shots that she's put Regis onto the bulk cushion very tightly. It's been kind of a little nervy first frame. Always so difficult in these best of 3. They're quick sprints. Nice long red there by Regis. But again, just yellow and green, the only color balls on their spots. She baited Regis into taking this long red. top left corner. Looks like he's going to give it a go. That's tying up the black. There's a pathway for this red that Anita's closest to the right middle. Kind of just eyeing potentially of a plant here as well against the top cushion. Just with that little bit of space between the balls makes it that much more difficult. She'd love if they were welded together. That ran nicely for it. Could have been a lot worse. Could have pulled up earlier and Regis would have had a red into the top left corner. Still has that red, but it's a lot more trickier being a blind cut. Tough to tell if this red just above the black and red, does it slide by to go into that top right corner? Just in the back of his mind, he might have had it in off on that white. It was going dangerously close to the middle pocket. So I was playing that, I think, with an element of safe, that plant shot. Oh, did that double kiss on the brown hurt him for the red into the green pocket? Yeah, just by his body language, just a wry little smile there. Safety should be alright. That double kiss could have been a lot worse, but extends his lead to 20-6 in this first frame. She did have the angle on that red. I think there's an angle also on the red just above the pink, so she lured in Regis to try a long pot. There's always big hearts in this game, as we must give a shout out to Anita's daughter, who was extremely generous. Helped out Anita and her partner Levi come all the way out here. Generously made some sponsorship money so these two could come and compete in the tournament, have a place to stay, and fly out, as they reside in the Toronto, or actually in London, which is just outside of Toronto in Ontario. Peter's asking what snooker club this is. This is the Aryan Snooker Club in Sacramento, California. A beautiful room here. It seems like used to be a bit smaller of a room, like one room. It's two businesses that have kind of merged together. As you can tell, one side of the room is almost as cold as Canada, and the other room is as hot as Brazil. I was talking to Jason Williams just before the tournament started. Great player, previous Canadian national champion. Just saying it's going to be interesting how this tournament pays out, because if you're going back and forth, obviously the warmer side of the room, the tables might play a little bit slower. With the cooler side, they're going to be like ice rinks. We've seen so many times with those good players, they adapt. It's tough with this black. Near the top right corner. Don't want to put that in. Oh, that was close. Just left it though, unfortunately, but that was definitely using some great imagination there. Still cannon into that red to keep him held for the black. This is some interesting gymnastics move here by Regis. Tall fella, so he's able to pull that off. Thought I might go for the other side, maybe use the rest. And Peter, our good friend from Belgium, is mentioning that his snooker club is the Triangle Snooker Club in the Belgian city of Koakside, I believe, on the seaside. Well, hopefully someday I can meet you, Peter, as last year's World Championship, the great Olivier Martial said, anytime you want to come to Belgium, David, let me know. If he's not snookering or not nursing, he'll be my tour guide. So our good friend Darren Taylor should be in action in this tournament later today. Once said, you know, when you make friends in the snooker community, you're kind of friends for life. There might be years where you don't see them, but as soon as you're back in the room, laughter is had and regaling of good old times. Ooh, and he just broke down on the blue. Decent little 17, extends his lead 37-6. 31 in it with 59 on the table, so still plenty of points for Anita to crawl back into this first frame. She's going to take this brown. I would almost just kind of gently just roll up and just sneak in behind it and the cushion. Well, she went for the pot, slowly crawling back. In this section of the tournament, in the early stages of the round robin where there's no referee present, if a player is in a foul miss situation, it's a maximum of 4 attempts, 3 putbacks. So there's potential maybe of 16 penalty points. I don't think this black, the red passes the black there, so it's a thin red on the left side. Just hot off the press, Canadian and the usual fan favorite around these events. Charlie Brown was successful in his first match. If you want any updates, definitely check out cloudsnooker.com. It's cloudsnooker.com. Just look for the seniors, the PAPSA Senior Championship tab. A nice long pot there by Anita. Unfortunately, the red is blocking the path for the black, but does have the pink into the right middle. Looks like an angle. She just to trickle through. She could have that red just below the black spot. The blue is there. Very nicely done. Just needs to pull up. Well, there might be a path for that red on the right side. Those top pockets get full. A lot of reds usually going in there because that's the business end of the table. So I needed just negotiating a lot of reds just to get the blue and respot it there. Now, if she used to play on, and both players didn't realize that the blue didn't go back on its spot, it is no foul. It's just a forehead slap, like, whoops. And hopefully as we continue to grow, there's good foundation here in the Americas. Someday maybe we'll be able to have referees at every table for every stage of these great tournaments. But I know President Ajaya Pradhakar has built up a really great relationship with Jason Ferguson, who is the chairman of the WPBSA. So they're working hand in hand really to good exposure for the game of snooker in the Americas. She's on the right side of the blue here. It's thin. She'd like a bit more angle, obviously, to come down for that red. Mention the right side of the blue. It's the natural angle of taking this blue into the right middle. We'll push her cue ball down towards the red. Maybe just thinking a bit too much about the red. Clawing back into this frame. Just trailing by 19 points with 35 on. Ooh, it's a nice red there by Regis. This looks like a great chance for him to get the inaugural frame of this match. Yellow, brown, and pink are the only balls on their spot, but there's no real tied up colored ball, so. Regis just waiting. It's a big room, but these 6x12 tables take up a lot of room, so sometimes you just got to wait for an adjacent table with the player making a shot. And then I'd be surprised if Anita came back to the table here, so looking good for the man from Brazil. Great team that always comes up for these events. Nice confidence booster as well, but Regis Chandid takes that first frame by a scoreline of 56-18, and we'll just step aside for a few short moments and be right back with frame 2. And welcome back to our featured TV match between Regis Chandid taking on Anita Chen. Regis took the first frame, started off a little slow, but then showed some good potting ability. Both players in their first match. Obviously Anita's going to have to dig in, battle hard, try and put us into a decider. Looks like her partner, aka and coach, Levi Myler, is beside her. Yeah, he's got a little smile. She wasn't too happy with that kind of follow through, kind of chicken winged out the back arm a bit. Played nicely with the rest there. Nice stun shot to hold for the black. And there's a bit of space between the black and that red that's above it, so just waiting for one of our 8 team members there. Amit Seth, busy in his match. Fellow Brazilian Noel coming over to maybe spot that black for him. Oh, does not drop. Looked like these pockets were a little generous, but maybe just thought about that red. Obviously, this is when you want to do your pre-shot routine, thinking a few shots ahead, but now when Anita's down on the shot, it's all concentration on the red in front of her. Does have a red by the yellow. Maybe come off just slightly on the cushion first. Clip off the black. Come off the left cushion. Could shoot up in between the blue and the brown to have an angle on that red into the yellow pocket. That's okay. That's gonna work. Has to stun into this red just to float down to beyond the black. Not sure if it's a touching ball or not. Maybe both players just got that first frame jitters out of the way, and now they're ready to go toe for each other. She breaks down on that black. There's an opportunity for this red to go into the top left corner. Unfortunately, part of the angle is going to go forcefully into the pack here. So it's maybe taking a look at the red by the yellow. So I always say snooker's a game, not what you make, it's more what you leave. And you got to know your percentages as well. This is a big shot here. Risky. Oh, he had an angle that he didn't go into the pack. Tough to see sometimes from our TV angles there. Obviously these players have the best angle when they're down on the table. Oh, what a shot. Used all the pocket there. Interesting, because Anita was practicing those just before her match. Just needed to run a little bit more. Just might have the pathway for that potting angle on that red above the yellow. Just tough to tell from our vantage point. Got the cover, hasn't sold out that red. Well, that's opened things up. So great opportunity, whoever can get in first. Anita with a slim 8-point advantage. Second frame of best of 3 match, round robin phase. There's 8 groups of 6 players. Top 2 will move on. She's more looking like a pinball wizard there. Not directly putting the red in, but using another red to help get a red into the bottom of the pocket. You can see the yellow does pass. Those off all the way, just have to be so precise in this sport. It's on the cushion. Don't know if he fully played for that cannon, but he's got a fortunate luck there. That just deadened all the pace in the cue ball to be nicely on the pink here. It's difficult, as you can see. So I want to do a push shot there, so I had to kind of jack up a little bit, but it was successful. So lots of reds out in the open. Good chance for Regis. Oh, just when I thought he was getting going, he's broken down. It was tricky with that red. Now I needed these to turn around, punish our opponent here, keep them in their chair for a while, let them sit and stew and think about that mistake that they made. There's a fair bit of money on the line too. 4,000 for the winner of this side of the tournament, 1,500 for second place. The two semifinalists will take home 500, and the quarterfinalists will get 250 each. Let's keep running. Did she get the cover with the blue? Don't think she has. Oh, definitely for the red to the left middle. Obviously there's open reds. Looks like to the yellow pocket. Yes, today and tomorrow will be the round robin phase of this tournament. And come Monday, we'll be into the knockout phase with the conclusion of the senior side of this Pan Am Snooker Championship happening on Tuesday. Well, he tempted Anita. That long red. Very nicely done, but just would like a bit more pace come off the cushion better to be on the black. It is there, but it's a blind cut. Pot there. Been impressed by blind potting ability from Miss Chan. She's got a red into the green pocket and has the lead in this second frame. Needs to take it to put us into a decider. Giving Regis a chance. Not the easiest chance in the world, but should be able to make do with this red just above the blue into the yellow pocket. His heart was in his throat there. He's got an angle on this red to come down for the black. Yeah, it's tough when those red balls are just off a cushion, as I believe that one is, that it's above the green. The whole theory is if that red ball or object ball is tight to a cushion, you want to hit object ball and cushion at the exact same time with your white ball, and that will just make that object ball hug that cushion and roll all the way down to the bottom of the pocket. Now I wonder if Regis is going to take this on now. He's gifted an opportunity here for Anita, only trailing by 6 points. Second frame of a best of 3. A lot of high caliber players in this tournament. Get to see Igor Figueiredo, strong Brazilian player. So some past American champions, Canadian champions. Maybe just rushed that a little bit. Unfortunately, she hasn't sold out that red, but players having a little discussion, maybe just if Nita's wondering where the redwoods are, you know, the big long rest. Very close, but played that 3 cushions to the middle with the element of safe. She's going to get a dreaded double kiss. Definitely onto the yellow pocket. He's taken 2 reds out of the equation. There's only the 1 red that's left of the black. Not sure if you can slice against that red, or she's just going to come off cushion first. Oh, there was a thin slick right there. There's a bit of space between the red and yellow here, so Anita could be in a world of trouble here. Just stun into the red and hold it right behind that yellow. Great shot there. Stun into the red and hold it right behind Just needs the discipline, as you can see right there. Great shot there. Great snooker there by Regis. Now players are instructed. Either put a coin down or a little bit of chalk just to mark where the spot is, as there's no referees. They can call the roving referee over, as we can see. Anita just using a little bit of chalk for a potential respot if she is to falter. Here, co-tournament director and roving referee Kevin Patrick showed me a fantastic trick a couple years ago at this Pan Am Championship. Is you take those Paradon blue cue ball markers, and if you have a piece of white tailor's pencil, take it by the cue ball, put the ball marker there, you take away the white ball, and just make a little mark in that little notch that the Paradon cue ball markers have. And then you bring back your white, and you've got exactly replacement. There's no guesswork or anything. Because sometimes that can bog down a match a little bit, and there's no referee, and players are like, well, I think it was a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Obviously, both players would be in greens, and fair play is always important in this sport. Just clip off the left side of this red for Anita. Come off 2 cushions and shoot down towards the pink and green area. She went the other way. Oh, she just canned it into the black. Just got to be mindful of cueing over that red. This pocket seemed generous, but not on that one. Now the table is looking very Lynchian. Beautiful colors on one side and a lot of red ants on the other. Through her cue a little bit with the follow through. Well, here's one for the chat to fill up the debates. What do you consider a long pot? Now obviously cue ball going to object ball into the pocket is a long pot there, but what if her red, say, was closer to the cue ball, but she was still going for the same pocket? It's got to run. These tables are quick, but not that quick. You're just looking off table a little bit. Maybe he was a little bit distracted. We've got 9 tables in the room here, so it's day 1. Lots of moving around. Obviously, we're having the roll on, roll off philosophy, so as soon as tables are available, they'll get matches onto them to keep the tournament going. Nice red with the rest. Now, does she try and take the pink into the green pocket, or just come off the pink enough to settle behind the brown and blue? It's a nice big wall up there that she can hide behind. She's going for that, but just a bit too much pace. She might have just got a good fortune there. She raises the hand. It's always the tell sign of the apology. Just did add the angle, but just rattled in the jaws. Another great player in the room, Ituro Santos from Brazil. Actually won the very first of these championships back in 2013. The first one to get a tour card. Just sure trying to get behind that wall. Double kisses are good in France. It's not good. It's obviously off the cushion. She's going to need to use the rest. She's got another red into the top right corner. Shows you how quick these tables are. Regular club table that would have pulled up a lot sooner. Probably be much easier on the pink or the black. So now she's got a delivery mid-range shot on the black if she elects for it. That's a very nice black. Well, she needed the rest there, but she's quite effective with it. She may be short in height, but definitely a strong rest game by Anita. Gives her a 3-point advantage in the second frame. You know, whitewashes can really hurt as well in the tournament, as sometimes that's a deciding factor in tiebreakers with the frame win-loss differential. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Just trying to fix up our other cameras. I want to give you guys some clear pictures here. Looks like our camera 2 and 3 might be a little dreamlike, a little soft. Second attempt there by Anita. Only submitted 4 foul points. We just should be updating the score there. Just having a little bit of an issue. So Regis does have this yellow into the right middle. Fortunately, that angle is not going to come up for the green. Hopefully he just doesn't snooker himself on the pink. So playing smart here. Just might have a trace aside on that. Just kind of off that cushion. Just shot up a little bit. I thought he was going to be safely behind the green, but he's given Anita opportunity to hit, and potentially I think the angle is there for the pot into this top left corner pocket. Nice, she got the cover with the pink. Yeah, no color ball is safe, but run it is can be a bit tricky. Just how close those blue and brown are. She's given a good opportunity to the Brazilian. It's a long-range pot. Just dead focus. Only thing that was moving was his back arm swinging on a pendulum. For any newcomers to the game or novice players, always good to keep that head down and only lift it when you see your object ball go into the bottom of the pocket. Does need brown and blue. Very disciplined shot there by Regis. Didn't try to force anything. Took his medicine and played for the snooker rather than a tricky brown. Because Anita can crawl back. Only trailing by 9 points, and there's 22 on the table. Nice hit, just a little too much pace. She's left nice brown here for Regis, and blue is now out in the open. Natural angle is going to take him up to it. But maybe nerves just a little settle in. When you can see the winning line so close, you tense up a little bit. It's okay. Rolled enough. That's quite a warm room here in Sacramento. End of summer, Labor Day weekend. The temperature might be over 100 outside, so if anyone's watching that's in the Sacramento area and wants to do us a favor, feel free to bring any fans, maybe mobile air conditioning units. The players would really appreciate that. Just talking briefly to former U.S. national champion Darren Taylor. Just saying it was just sweltering hot. Some people might be falling over of heat exhaustion. So he's just in the snooker, just marking a few balls just in case this does go wrong. Watch out for that cue ball. Oh, she's okay. Very nicely done. Blue is his frame ball. It's got a clear path for it. It's come up nicely. Not sure what he's trying to do there. Maybe trying to just play maybe more for the snooker, but this is an opportunity. There's only 13 points in it, and there's 18 on the table. Blue's just sitting, waiting to find the bottom of the yellow pocket. She's got an angle to come back down the pink. Take the pink into the right middle. Hopefully she has the right side of it to get the right angle to push her back up for the black. So I think she's looking at it. She's like, it's all there for her. Just talking to a player on the opposite table, as you can see, the right part of the screen, there's Amit Seth, part of the great PAPSA team. They were just discussing who's going to go first. It's great sportsmanship. In the sport of snooker, we do pride ourselves on that. A lot of players do. If they do commit a foul, they'll call it on themselves when referees aren't present. Might be one of the last places she wanted to be. Even if she had a blind cut on the pink, at least a little bit of space. I think Regis can breathe a sigh of relief. She's not going to run out here. There's a potential for the pink in the top right, but that's difficult. That's a thin cut, so your cue ball is going to be running around the table at a high volume. Just popped up a little bit. Just as she came through. She jumped up. You want to keep that head really still. Yeah, 8 points. It's getting real nervy out there. Need to take a look at the angle for this pink into the left middle. Just going to want to hit it with pace, obviously, to come up and down the table to come back for the black. So it makes it just a bit more difficult. You got to be so accurate when you hit it at pace, or the slower shot, the pocket can gobble it up. That might be her last shot in this match. It's not looking good. Looks like the Brazilian, this pink, for frame and match. It's there, handshakes around. So Regis indeed takes this frame 56-42 and takes the match. A 2-0 whitewash victory for the Brazilian. We're going to step aside for about 5 minutes time. Stop the stream, but come back and see us as we'll have another exciting match of the 2025 Pan Am Senior Snooker Championship here in Sacramento, California at the Arian Snooker Club. See you in about 5 minutes, everybody.